my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. Today we're continuing our video series designed to educate the public, and we're talking about school, so please subscribe to our channel. The question about school that I mentioned before is, what if you and your ex can't decide what school to send your kid? What do you do? Well, it's a very, very interesting question. Obviously, in any dispute you have with your ex, you need to try and be reasonable. You need to try and take a measured approach, a reasonable approach, so that you can try and have an open dialogue and work it out together. You and I both know, though, that what I just did was take a walk to fantasy land. Because the truth of the matter is, a lot of people who are divorced or getting divorced or have these issues, they don't have the kind of relationship that supports an open, reasonable dialogue. They're dealing with people who will say black just because you say white. They're dealing with people who are really have so much enmity toward you that no matter what you say, no matter how true, no matter how reasonable, it's not going to help. So let's not engage in that fantasy for the purposes of this video, okay? Let's talk about a situation where, there's a school situation. To send a child to the school near you is convenient for you. It's convenient for the other party. It's a better school. Everything supports doing this, and yet the other person won't agree. Now what do you do? Well, the question goes back to the legal issues of who gets to make that decision. If you are the parent who is trying to, let's say, send the kids to, a certain school, the other side disagrees, and you are vested with the custody, both legal and physical, then guess what? You don't need them to agree. It'd be nice. The parents should try to work something out, but if you have the legal custody of the child, that vests you with the authority to make decision-making concerning the important things that pertain to the child, like education. So you don't need the other side's permission. So the fact that they won't give it to you or that they kick and scream becomes an irrelevancy to this discussion. Now, let's say you have the custody, physical custody that is, but you share legal custody. Now what does that mean? It means that the important decision-making concerning the child is vested with both of you. So now we have an important decision to make. Do we send the child to, West Bloomfield schools or Oak Park schools? What do we do? You want to do it one way, the other side doesn't want to do it the other way, and the parties cannot agree, and both have the decision-making authority because they share legal custody. At that point, you have to have your attorney file a motion. There's got to be a motion filed before the court for the court to determine the choice of school. Now, when the court hears that motion, the court is going to realize that both parties have this right. Both parties have the right to weigh in on it. And what the court is going to do is the court is going to make an analysis of what's in the best interest of the child. And I will tell you this, if you're the one that's objecting, and the court is going to find that this is convenient to both parties, that it is in the best interest of the child, that it's a better school system with a fuller curriculum, with less delinquency in the school, with less drugs in the school, with less this, less that. Guess what? The court's going to decide against you. So before you wage this battle with your ex about choice of school, you better make sure that the reason why you're coming up with this argument in opposition to their choice is based on what's in the best interest of the child. Because if it's based on what's convenient for you, what feels good for you, or based on the fact that you want to call it differently because it's a control issue, you will lose that battle. Not only will you lose that battle, but if you can't show the court that you had some legitimate basis for raising the argument, you could be looking at paying some of the attorney fees to the other side as well. So you need to be very careful about that. Now, if you have any questions, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.